welcome back to the Unlock Your Retirement Program. You've got Bruce and Chris today. We're talking about taxes, everybody's favorite subject, and we can't exit the tax discussion. We got a few more things to talk about, but the next one is one that I think a lot of people get fired up about, and I know it's been a topic in the political circles as well. But Chris, why, somebody's out there listening, why would they want to look into a second opinion concerning taxes on their Social Security benefits?
Yeah, Bruce, a lot of people are fired up that they have to pay taxes on their Social Security to begin with. And you might not be aware that there are certain levels that you get some tax-free income. So as a married couple, if you make under $32,000 of what they call provisional income, because leave it to the government to come up with a complex way to figure out how much taxes you have to pay. Your provisional income, real quick, is half your Social Security plus, any other income you might bring in. As a married couple, if that's under $32,000, your Social Security is tax-free. From $32,000 to $44,000, you're going to pay up to 50% taxes on your Social Security. And if you're over $44,000 on that provisional income, you're looking at 85%, up to 85% of your Social Security taxes may be up to 85% of your Social Security may be taxable. So they do let you keep 15% tax-free. As you're working a second opinion to help reduce those benefits, you could come up with a plan that eventually, we can reduce the amount of Social Security taxes you're going to pay or even eliminate them in your later stages of lives, which means more of that money comes to you tax-free from the government. And Bruce, we can't really talk about Social Security without talking about some other governmental programs. So why should you look into a second opinion on your Medicare planning and your required distributions?
Oh yeah, so we had to throw that out there, and I'm, I've been doing this almost 40 years. I'm officially at the age, I get veterans benefits because I'm a Navy submarine veteran, but I also, I'm running into the Medicare age now, and I don't know about you, but I'm getting, not you, but you, the listener. Not to Chris, young Chris over here, but if you're out there listening, I'm just getting bombarded with mail and emails and like they always seem to know where to direct you on Facebook. But basically, if you're a veteran and you're receiving veterans benefits, you have special considerations as far as Medicare. And this is, even myself, I'm going out to a Medicare specialist that I know very well, and he answers my questions because, it is a tough topic. But an area that people don't realize is the area of required minimum distributions, where you're being forced to take money out of your retirement. And the one thing we tell people is the better that you've paid attention and done a good job over your lifetime, you've put away, you've diligently saved money, you've done it tax deferred, you've done all these things. And if you've got a significant pile of wealth built up for retirement, $500,000, $1 million, $2 million, the better that you have done and followed all the rules, this is where they really start to penalize you because RMDs, even if you don't need the money, they force you to take money. And not only are you being forced to take this money that's going to be taxed, but then in many cases it can raise you up into another level, a higher Medicare premium because of these required distributions that you didn't need in the first place. So higher premiums on Medicare, paying taxes on money you don't need. All of these things are plannable to the point that you say, look, let's understand what that road looks like. And for most people, without a second opinion, that road looks like just let it be. Whatever will be, will be. Let it go, whatever the case, whatever the strategy is. And it's a bad strategy, because if you have saved that kind of money for your retirement and you know that you owe tax on that money, for Uncle Sam, you're going to pay the tax, your spouse is going to pay the tax, your kids are going to pay that tax until every dollar is taken out and taxed. So what can we do to plan and significantly reduce that tax burden? But along with that goes the ability to reduce or eventually eliminate not only taxes on Social Security, but reduce or eventually eliminate RMDs and eventually keep you in the lowest possible Medicare cost. So there's multiple benefits from this part of the enhanced planning platform. So as we look at that, these are all things, and I think that's going to lead us into our next topic, which is legacy planning. A married couple, they've saved X dollars for retirement. They don't want to run out of money. They want to have a good lifestyle so they can have fun, travel, whatever their hobbies are, be able to facilitate them. and have a great time with grandkids, of course, things like that. But here, what you're looking at with the legacy is, first of all, what happens if one of the spouses die? Obviously, a number of things kick in there, both Social Security and other items, taxation-wise. So, Chris, can you address that as far as legacy planning for a surviving spouse?
Yeah, so this is an area where a lot of the surviving spouses get caught up. We call it the widow tax trap. What we just talked about with taxes and Medicare and Social Security, the forced distributions, the forced RMDs Bruce talked about, continue because they're still based on the pile of cash that's been saved. But now all these thresholds are dropped. Your tax brackets are lower, so you're jumping those tax brackets quicker. When the Medicare, those additional Medicare costs kick in, they kick in at a lower standard. And the Social Security, the amount, the thresholds for where you start paying Social Security, they all drop because you've become a single taxpayer. So by doing some planning for this while you're still alive, it can really help that surviving spouse. And that gets into some of the advanced planning strategies that we talked to. And Bruce, can you tell us how that could help the surviving spouse?
Yeah, and a first one right out of the gate, listening to you, believe it or not, when we talk about that enhanced planning to get you your taxes at a level where they've reduced or even eventually eliminated because you've satisfied the tax burden on those deferred assets, you could actually find that now you set your surviving spouse up for the position of, you're only going to get one Social Security check, but it'll be 100% tax-free. You'll never be subjected to RMDs. You'll never be subjected to these increased Medicare taxes, Medicare costs because of these higher tax rates. So there's a lot of things that advanced planning can do. And when somebody says, why should I have a second opinion? I would definitely want that second opinion, because these are things, most people, when we enter this area of the discussion, they're like, I didn't even know these things existed. And that's the thing. Enhanced planning a lot of times was reserved for wealthy people. It was something that, if you have, a significant pile of money, the financial community had a whole team of people that would attack the problem and say, here's what we can do. You can, keep the wealth you have, retain the wealth, and make it generationally retained for you and your family's needs. And they build, Rockefeller money. That's what happens. So can you take advantage of those same strategies? And the answer in most cases is yes, you can. And that's why I tell people, if you've saved $500,000 or more for your retirement, then these things will all, or predominantly will benefit you 95, 98% of the time. So there's a pretty good chance there's a lot of money being left on the table that otherwise will be forfeited and not claimed as benefits for you during your retirement lifetime if you don't have this level of planning. How do you get involved? How do you find out? It starts with a free complimentary 20-minute discovery call at 888-5601 or visit discoverunlock.com and to schedule your free complimentary 20-minute call with our elite team of advisors, Bruce, Chris, or myself, and be able to discuss your situation and say, well, hey, I have questions about the spousal benefits, the retirement, widow tax trap. What about I can eventually reduce or eliminate taxes? Wait, you can reduce my taxes by 30 or 40% and keep that money in my account over my lifetime? I'd like to know more about that because I don't have it today. That's the benefit of second opinion planning. We're talking to learn more about that and read about it. You can go to unlock9.com, so unlock9.com, and get your copy of our free ebook on getting a second opinion on your family's wealth. And then, of course, we always encourage you to understand how valuable the enhanced planning we provide to our clientele at the WealthKare Investment Center is. Go to unlockfreebook.com. So unlockfreebook.com, unlock9.com are the two predominant ones today for the show, and discoverunlock.com to schedule your complimentary appointment. So we've talked about a lot of things with spouses and enhanced planning for the spouse. But, when we talk about legacy, I think the big word that comes to bear is charities. Is that, we don't necessarily need all this money to go to our kids, and a lot of us have charities that we feel very strongly about. So Chris, can you kind of take us down that path and why, would somebody want to look at a second opinion regarding their charitable leanings and enhanced planning strategies to get help them there to get more bang for their charitable dollar?
I think, a lot of people, they've done well in their lives, and their children are doing well, and they want to make sure other people are doing well too. So there are a lot of enhanced planning strategies that can be put in place that a second opinion from a new advisor or a new person might provide you didn't know about. One of the biggest one we're talking to a lot of our clients that have reached that magical age of 70 and a half, is using qualified charitable distributions. There's an enhanced strategy where you can give money from your IRA tax-free to the charities. A lot of the stuff in the Trump Tax Act took away a lot of those deductions, and that's a way to take advantage back about it. And people looking to do large charitable strategies, they might look at donor-advised funds as a possibility to still get a tax benefit from that for themselves while being able to do good for a lot of people out there. Those are two of the bigger strategies out there that we're seeing clients use, and a second opinion might be able to help you get those out. So once you've taken care of your surviving spouse and you've taken care of your charitable leanings, Bruce, what about the other heirs, the children or other family members that you might be looking to give money to? What can a second opinion do for that planning for our clients?
And it's funny, as I was listening to you speak there, I have to say this for our listeners out there. When you see these ads on television for insurance agents or attorneys or what have you, they always have that little fine print, that these are actors portraying attorneys and da-da-da-da-da. I want to tell you something, the people you see, the people you hear in our strategies, you're looking at the real advisor. You call that number, 888-888-5601. You're going to be scheduling a call with Bruce, my young son Bruce, myself, not as young, and young Chris, our on-staff CFP. So, what you see is what you get with the Unlock Your Retirement process and our program. But, when you talk about legacy, it's, first of all, you don't realize when this is going to happen. Too many times people put off things, especially when it involves death. Because it's so final and it's that chapter we don't necessarily maybe want to think about. But, you've got to ask the question, well, how much of this retirement wealth that I've accumulated will go to my kids? And a lot of people, they take the position, well, hey, they're getting the money, they can pay the taxes. Well, we sit down and we show you what that tax bill looks like. And I'd say in 90% plus of the people when we show them that number, they're like, wait a second, what do you mean Uncle Sam's going to get $600,000 of my retirement money? Because I have a $2 million account. The government, if you have 3 or more kids, the government in most cases will get more money than any of your kids will get if you die with a retirement account of significant value. So that legacy planning, when we build the planning out, a lot of times not only is the money designed that it can transfer tax-free to those children, but they're allowed to continue to have that money invested and working for them under whatever their design is, and be able to keep it tax-free for up to 10 years. And then that will allow them to grow the money even greater at a much better rate. So all of these things, they're not individual. So whether it's wealth planning, tax planning, income planning, it all comes together. And that's why a second opinion can let you truly unlock a lot of additional benefits in your retirement. So we've got to wrap up today's show. I want to thank you for listening, first of all. Second, free book, unlockfreebook.com to get our Unlock Your Retirement Enhanced Planning Guide. Unlock9.com to get your second opinion guide from today. And we encourage you to visit discoverunlock.com to schedule your complimentary 20-minute discovery phone call with us, or call us at 888-888-5601. That's our show for today. Talk to you guys next week. Enjoy, truly work hard to unlock your retirement and get the most out of your retirement benefits. Have a great day.
And now the moment our lawyer lives for.
Fee-based financial planning and advisory services are provided by WealthKare.com, Inc., an investment advisor based in Pennsylvania. Use of the term tax-free refers to federal income tax treatment only and may not apply to state, local, or specialized taxes. The impact of taxes varies by individual or family and should be considered before any transaction. Case studies are based on hypothetical scenarios, not actual clients, and do not guarantee specific results. All recommendations are tailored to the client's unique data. WealthKare and Bruce Smith are not affiliated with or endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any government agency. All content is for informational purposes only and should not be used for financial decisions. Unauthorized use is prohibited.